Dawie, Snyman and Seabelo Senatla for the first press conference of the season.
Recording in progress.
Seabelo, maybe start with you. Is it relief that pre-season's over or excitement that the first game's here?
I think a little bit of both. It's been a couple of weeks that we've been working hard, and obviously like trying new things. And obviously you know that pre-season is not the easiest thing on earth. But in saying that as well, like it was much needed because for the longest time, we didn't have a proper rest period and then putting our proper pieces in. So yeah, it's both relief and super excitement because we have beautiful plans and we're trying to evolve as a team, and the things that we worked on in pre-season are quite exciting. So we just have to trust our bodies now because the work is put in, and just have to go out there and execute now.
The game against the Sharks in George, you scored 2 tries. Obviously something was working in that first half in attack. There was a good flow among the back line. I mean, how are you feeling about your performance and the minutes you got in between that and the Boland game and where we're at heading into the first game?
To be quite honest, I think it was more the forwards working within the backs. We just took the right decisions at the right time. My job was pretty easy, just catch the ball and put it down really. But yeah, it was a good exercise. Good 40 minutes against a formidable Shark side. They kind of like put their best foot out there. So it was good to test ourselves in those circumstances. In terms of my personal game, I'm pretty happy with where I am. Obviously, there's a lot of rust, and you can still see that there's some sharpening to do. So the work is not done yet. I think it's just like a prelude into the work we're going to do in the season. But it's a beautiful place to be now, and the fruits that we're seeing already without us blossoming like properly is really satisfying.
Cool. Dawie, Seabelo mentioned some beautiful plans. They come from your beautiful mind. What can the fans expect this weekend?
I don't know what
different?
Sebi's talking about. No, look, like you said, I think there's obviously you evolve as a team. So we looked at where we were at the end of last season, made a few tweaks. So we just want to grow as a team and worked really hard, like I said, in the pre-season on 1 or 2 tweaks. We wanted to make both on every aspect of our game, not just on attack. It's defence, it's kicking game. So yeah, it's time now to see where we are. Yeah.
Got the first week against the defending champions. Everyone knows, Leinster are a well-oiled machine. What are we expecting from them and how are we going to approach this game?
Look, it's I think for both teams it's the first game out, so will be probably a bit of rust in terms of you probably won't eat the full flow. You need to still get into like full contact scenarios. But like you said, Leinster is a great team, great club. So it doesn't matter who's got the jersey on. They all know their systems really well from young age. So no, we really expecting a tough contest, and it's nice to start like that. We want to test ourselves, So excited for the game.
So maybe just one last from me before we hand it over to these guys. Starting at home, and we usually start on tour.
Yeah.
What is the opportunity, or how excited are the guys about playing in front of the fans? New jersey, new season at DHL Stadium Friday night, first game of the URC.
Yeah, the challenge is great. And in turn it makes the opportunity great too. Like you said, we haven't started at home for a couple of years, and Stormers has kind of been synonymous with slow starts. So we're trying to change that. And obviously, like having the faithful around, it always helps. We're always good at home. So hopefully it comes in our favour. But like Dawie said, it's a great challenge to be playing against Leinster on the first round. It kind of like sets the standard for the season. And we've got to maintain that going through the year. So it's a great challenge, but also a great opportunity, I think.
Cool. Morgan, you got your hand up first. Go for it.
Thanks, Mikey. How's it, Dawie? How's it, Seabelo? I hope you guys are doing well. Dawie, talking about the excitement of the URC starting now and defending champions. But I believe that there are a couple of other champions that will be joining you guys shortly. A couple of Greekers coming down on a loan deal to the Stormers. But it must be really nice for you guys to welcome these guys like a Dylan Mart, Gershon Ware and Caleb Abrams into the system and ultimately improve South African rugby going forward by giving these guys some good exposure.
Yeah, hopefully they make it here. So I'm not sure where they are with the celebrations, but But yeah, no, it's great. I think well done to Griegos. It's a phenomenal performance. They were consistent the whole season. Actually, the last 2-3 seasons, So, and it's like you said, it's for those players to come through to get a shot at the URC opportunity. It's amazing, So. Again, congratulations to everyone that really worked hard behind the scenes, and hopefully we can reward some of their players that's put up their hands and really performed well.
Hopefully not at Max, please.
Cool, thanks, Morgs. Jan has got his hand up next. Yes, Jan.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Dawie. Thanks, Seabelo. Dawie, I know you guys said that one game of two halves, basically, against the Sharks. Do you think it's enough time to prepare for what's expected on Friday? You always know what comes from Leinster. So what can the fans expect? I mean, obviously everybody always wants you to win.
Yeah, look. Sorry, Jan, I just have
Someone else. Sorry, I
Oh,
don't see out who it is. No, it's just
Okay. Yes, Jan, look, I think it's probably important to try and get the balance right of your pre-season. You can't go into within football, play 4 or 5 games. It's a long season, so probably back to our pre-season and us on our own training methods and the way we prep, and then that game against Boland and the half against the Sharks. We saw stuff that we wanted to see, And like I said, it's. I think Leinster's almost in the same scenario. They played one game against Cardiff, so excited to get going. Like you said, in terms of 1 or 2 new things in our systems. But I think we're also realistic. Its first game might be 1 or 2 just rhythm issues, combinations issues. But we expect us to go well on Friday. Yeah.
cool, Jan, was that it? Happy? Mubin Mohammed
For
is...
Dawie.
Okay, thanks. Yes, Mubin?
Hi Michael, thank you very much. Hi Dawie, hi Seabelo, hope you guys are well. Dawie, just a twofold question for you. You guys have had a couple of injuries in the preseason. Is all the players available for Leinster? And then also, in terms of the captaincy as well, you guys have a good leadership group. Who will be the captain for the season?
Yeah, look.
Thanks.
Yeah, in terms of injuries, we had a small squad. I think there's no new injuries in terms of just guys coming back. So and in terms of captaincy, we will announce that on Thursday. But we've been working together as a leadership group. Even this morning, even though Salman's not up for selection, he's speaking to the group as a leader. So we're actually trying to grow guys and to take ownership in the group and I'm sure the guy that will lead the team will be supported by a lot of other players, not just him alone as the captain.
Cool, guys. Is there anyone else with a question? Steve was on Springbok duty, so someone else needs to carry the load. Rowan, yes, Rowan, go for it.
Hi guys. I know you guys probably touched on this, but in terms of what type of game are you expecting based on your previous encounters against Leinster, learnings from that, and places where you feel those games were won and lost, if you could? Thanks.
Look, we know Leinster's like we said, a well-oiled machine. They've got the ability to put a lot of phases together. They've got a great attacking system. Obviously with Jark there now, increasing their defensive line speed, and putting you under pressure in a lot of areas, and also getting the balance right between not just attacking but also kicking well, So I think there's no weaknesses in that team. So I think we're going prepared with all areas needs to be firing for us to have a good result.
Cool, thanks, Rowan. Jan is next. Yes, Jan.
Thanks, Michael. Dawie, just you mentioned that Salman's obviously not up for selection, but do we have an idea of when to expect him back, and any other players in terms of when you expect him back, given the Springboks are still out for a while?
Yeah, look, probably we're almost just working in small blocks, so there's the first 2 home games, and then that tour, then we've got a bit of a block in between. So I think after that, someone might be the end of the tour available, and then 1 or 2 of the other players will be available just after that tour, So it's end of November, start of December.
Cool.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Josh, go for it.
Gents, just a quick question for Seabelo. If you could give me one word to describe the Stormers' attack philosophy for the upcoming season, what would it be?
Tough question, Josh. Very tough question. Let me use the word explosive. I think explosive carries it all.
Explosive.
Josh, I think
Okay,
you're
okay.
probably asking the wrong player for a one-word answer. If we had Andre Smith here, you'd get a one-word answer for every question. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough to round up because it has so many elements
Yeah.
to it, right? But I think, explosive kind of like rounds it up because there's a lot of elements without saying too much.
Yeah. No, awesome. Thanks, guys. All the best this week. We're really excited for Friday.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, Morgs, you're next again.
Thanks, Mikey. Dawie, on the word explosive, although you're still at the Springboks, you guys must really also be looking forward to getting Kobus Reinach back in the mix there by you. Seriously quality player. We saw what he can do against All Blacks and great addition to the squad going forward.
Yeah, look, I think, like I said, he's a great player, and he's actually been, even though he's with the Springboks, asking a lot of questions, what we're busy with, and trying to catch up with the squad, even though he almost hasn't been in the building, So, he's going to bring a lot of experience. Also playing now with Sasha and Damien on that side. I'm sure they'll have a lot of conversations in terms of what they need from each other. So, excited to get him over here.
Just to add to that, I'm training my boxing because Kobus is a little bit so we need to make sure that we back him up.
Cool, guys. If there are no other questions, we'll see you tomorrow. Please let me know if you're coming through to the stadium. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
All the
Cheers,
best.
guys. Thank you.
Michael.